This is Brothers Talking Shit podcast, episode 135. And I tell y'all every week, it's a goddamn shame if you don't know after 135 episodes who the hell I am. I am the Flush Man. I'm also the Fat Boy. I still call him Broadish, and I'm still your Huckleberry. Holla at me.
And it's Iceberg Shorty, a.k.a. the King of Controversial Comments, a.k.a. I'm at where I'm at. Don't hit me unless you try and cut the check. And I forgot what I was going to say because there's so much shit going on. I'm busy, dog. But
The
I
pork
get to
chops
it.
is smothered. That's what he said.
I get to it.
The pork chops is smothered.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. Big Belly Rude Boy 2 times. You know, part of this 6-man great existence right here. And I'm going to pass it to the one and only.
Oh, JB there?
Yeah, I'm here. I said I'm going to go in and out. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's your boy JB. I'm here before 9. I'm going to pass it to the one and only. Again.
It's your guy, Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, a.k.a. the People's Podiatrist, also known as your favorite foot doctor. And we're coming to you as a collective of earth shakers.
Yes, sir. We that.
We some 40-acre takers.
Oh, we been that.
And we some generational curse breakers.
Oh, yes, sir. True indeed.
We are the prophetic podcast because we be knowing.
We be knowing that shit, though. We do.
And we just some brothers talking shh.
With your coolest.
Here.
First off, I want to shout out my man Dre Day. Dre Day came on a couple weeks ago, about a month, maybe or so ago, going through some things. Wanted to shout out and show him some love. He listened every week. He told us to keep potting. You get what I'm saying? We helping him get through what he going through. Yeah, man. Shout out to my man Dre Day, man. Holla at me, my guy. What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling, man?
What's good?
Feeling good.
Let's start with this George Floyd settlement for $20 million. The Minneapolis City Council approved this money for I guess George Floyd's family. What be killing me about this shit, and I know I probably brought this up before, it's like how basically to me when y'all give this money, y'all saying that there was wrongful doing in this. So if there's wrongful doing in this and y'all paying out that kind of bread, how do these men keep their jobs and don't go to jail? That be fucking me up, man. That's what I thought on that, fellas. How y'all feeling about the situation?
My part on this.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
My part on this is you give the family $27 million, right?
Right.
That doesn't cover his life, right? It's like there's no price that you could put on his life. Yeah, that's cool that his kids probably have a college fund now and everything like that. But more importantly than that, I'm sure they would be rather have their father in their life than having the money. The money can come later for the kids, but having that father figure right in their life right now, I think is more important. And I think you putting a number on what you're saying your life is worth, and there's no number that you can replace me with as a dollar amount. So it kind of makes me feel both ways. I'm glad, I'm kind of like you said, like why these guys still have a job. I'm glad that they finally gave some money or something to compensate this family, but at the same time, it's like my life is worth more than $20 million, $27 million. So
yeah, that's definitely a good point. Your life being worth more than the millions, and it kind of brings us to play when you hear these stories of prisoners being wrongly imprisoned, convicted, and doing these decades of years, and it's even worse. I mean, no, they didn't lose a life, but you come, 1 point something million, like 20 years. You're like, man, it's like, whatever, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a year. But specifically to Jay's point, like losing life is never worth it. But we know the play. We know, especially there's even history when you look at, say, an O.J. Simpson situation where he didn't get convicted criminally, but civilly, which carries, I guess, a lesser burden of proof. Not I guess, which carries a lesser burden of proof. He was, found to be civilly, convicted of wrongfully or their death or whatever the situation was and had to pay money. So like it brings into large play like the justice process, the justice system. It brings into play the entrenched situation like police unions and how strong they are just in general. And coming from like a union family, that usually helps folks, but it's hard to kind of break through those rules and the whole idea that the police themselves inherently, we all inherently know that that's messed up, but it's so entrenched in the whole system of it all. You're talking about a lot of different facets for the reason of this. That's a lot of money when it comes to what they've been giving people. You look at something like Freddie Gray, and I think it was maybe 4 million. So I don't know, the numbers keep going up, but I do know if there was a way to start attaching police officers like certain policies like malpractice do. I think this came up on a podcast before, like doctors with malpractice. If you start attaching their pay and performance or whatever, you can formulate that and build that to a malpractice or some insurable situation. And my understanding is there's a bigger play and police departments have to get insured now, and there are ways to kind of go at it. But I'm talking about there's no doubt that there will be corrected behavior, because even if, you talk about taking a financial hit right now, taxpayers pay for these millions and millions and millions and millions and multi-million dollar payouts. So imagine going to work and then going to protest, the dude ain't get arrested, then you got to pay because you pay taxes. You know what I mean? That's wild. It's wild. And you paying him, to sit home on a paid administrative leave. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, he bumped from, you were right on that, man. He went from, Freddie Gray got 6.4 million. Now we at 27. The numbers going up, but still, no.
That still don't stop. Like you said, Jay, you made a real good point, man. Like, you can't put a price on them kids being able to run into their house and see their dad and hug their dad. You know what I'm saying? There's no number you can put on that, or just the effect it's just going to have on them. You can have money, but the mental, effects of it. I'm pretty sure them kids going to need some therapy, things like that. And so, some things you just don't let go of, period. I'm pretty sure we all got little things from being young that still affect us as, close to 40-year-old adults. You know what I'm saying? So that problem or thing that's going to be attached to those kids forever. Money can't fix that.
Most definitely. I didn't mean to cut you off, but just thinking about it now, that as we're recording this podcast, his death was recorded. So, right. You know what I'm saying? If they got the last name and they stay in the same town, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad died. And then
you don't got well, you're right too. And that same time, you might think about it more.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's just like, now you got to move. So where are you going to move to? And how, some
might change your name.
Exactly.
You could probably find out what the kids' names was, and the way things is now, you could probably find out how many kids he had, all their names. So they,
Exactly.
Definitely, man. Rest in peace to George Floyd, everybody that's passed away. Breonna Taylor was just 1 year, right?
Yeah, words on my mouth.
Yeah, man. Like, we still ain't getting no justice for that. What they gonna do? And then what's crazy? What they're trying to lock this? They still trying to lock the boyfriend up, but no.
No, they trying to dismiss the charges altogether.
They trying to, and he's starting a lawsuit against the city for, I don't remember, but he has a lawsuit coming in place.
They gonna give him his money. They gonna give him his money, and that's the thing to me. Like the thought of it is like, you know what? We not saying we not gonna admit we did something wrong, but here's some money. They'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feel like, more of a here, just give them some money, man. They'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like a push to the side for real. You got something on this iceberg?
No, it'll all been said. Nah, nothing.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
We know the play.
Yeah.
Now stop killing us in the streets. It ain't happening. It ain't made its way in a while.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I might have to say that once every episode. That might have to be part of what's gets said. Maybe if it's said out loud, hopefully it has some. It's unlikely, but
yeah.
So we basically a year into the pandemic when people really start taking it seriously. It's around that time the NBA had, I think that's the one thing that really clicked to me. And I remember a year into the pandemic, bro. Remember, I was supposed to go. Me and my wife supposed to go on a cruise. And I was like, yo, listen, it was so bad. I was like, yo, I'm like, this shit ain't gonna
go.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this shit ain't going to affect us. Like, and then I had a homie who had went on the cruise like 2 weeks before that, and he was like, yeah, everything was cool. And I was like, yo, I'm about to go on this cruise, bro. I don't give a fuck what they talk about. I done put this bread to this, and I'm mad
too.
Right. Hell yeah, yo, emotional and shit. Like, so it's a year. How we looking back at it? How we feeling that the year of?
Did people ever get stuck? Did people on the boats on the cruises ever get unstuck?
Yo, and listen,
they stopped talking about it. They stopped talking about it.
They still out there. Listen, out there. The bad part is every time that shit came on TV, be like, see, that could have been us out. That's it. Ain't even a boat though. Ain't even a boat we was gonna be on.
But I was telling your ass, you know, yo, we still going. Like, man, you don't take your motherfucking ass and sit in the house.
Yo, I had cut the check. Cool. I had cut the check for all that shit too. And they talk about some, you know, a lot of them businesses went out of business.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
Early.
Like, cruise line is failing right now. They still ain't getting it popping.
Get a cruise for like $200. You go to the cruise like a week. Eating steak and shrimp and everything.
It'd be just your family.
Hell yeah. Got a boat to yourself out this motherfucker.
We were supposed to go to Cabo Easter Sunday.
Last year.
Yeah, cruise lines.
You was mad too
as of right now.
Yeah, like we was a go. Like,
as a matter of fact, you told me like, yo, I gotta cancel I got a couple things coming up. I'm like, man, I think I might have hit him with this joint. Like, no, I ain't gonna go. But inside my head, I was like, man, I'm just telling him that, so he'll leave me alone. I'm still about to bust this move. I ain't end up doing it though, but
no, they still closed down. They gave the expectancy down to June.
I think I actually
June, July.
Who still closed down?
They cancel. They canceled.
All the cruise lines. Yeah. All the cruise lines. Well, no, I lied. It's one.
Oh, like for real?
Yeah, they done. Like they've been closed. Like you get the updates and whatnot.
Yes, I guess.
I guess.
Get a cruise. They give you some money. Like, just come on down, man. Just slide in.
Please. We
got you.
Come on down. You ain't doing nothing with yourself.
Right. Look at you on that couch. Look stupid.
We know you in the house.
Come on down to Florida. We're gonna put you on a boat.
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't they doing advertisement like the rock commercials. Come on, $1 down. We're gonna get you on this ship.
We need to have like a brothers talk and like boat trip, deep. I don't know if y'all do stuff like that. Something
fishing or something like that.
Yeah, like a charter jump.
All you gotta do is let me know because I got.
I know you know.
He was talking. He was talking to you.
Carolina, right.
He was really saying, Jay,
phone numbers, right?
Oh yeah, I that's easy. All you gotta do is say the dates that come and we get Yeah, we talk offline.
Real spit.
All right, so go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so like it was all a blur after everything happened, right? Kids out of school, start shutting things down. For me, nothing really changed because I work from home. I remember talking to my brother, and it was like, "Yo, we ain't going this week. Yo, we ain't going next week. Yo." It was like weeks, right? And then talking to Cool and everything, and the rest of us kind of work from home and entrepreneurial from the standpoint, but like it was really affecting a lot of people. My mom's, you know what I'm saying, still ain't been back to work. And like I think they're starting to discover like for what? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what's going on.
Like for real. I think it was it Twitter who said that their folks ain't never had to go back to work, and then you start realizing that all these like. You're fucking up the economy, right? Or then you're messing up the roads. Like there's so many benefits of working from home, right? Especially if you can socially deal with it, right? I had already been working from home. I didn't want to see none of you motherfuckers anyway, right? Like I enjoyed it out there on the road when I was like, ooh, I put Bean on the road and got it to 155, right? Like because it wasn't nobody out there, but like it, bro, but. Talking to some of my loved ones, it's like, yo, I need to get back out there. I need my freedom. So yin and yang, right? It affects people differently. I don't never want to go back out to the workforce ever.
It's crazy that you brought that up because the first time we came down there during the pandemic. Only thing that was on the road was like 16 wheelers. That's it. It wasn't nothing else really out there. It was like a couple cars. It was like, man, I never seen it. Looked kind of. It was like
is
all
a
you really seen.
16-wheeler?
What is it? What's the name of the trucks?
The trailers.
18-wheelers.
18.
I'll grind you the fuck up.
Yo, hold on, yo. That might be the name of this episode. Should I stop looking? I'm gonna take some more down, but that might be the name of this episode. The 18 wheelers. That's the only thing that was out. Like
you popped back in too, Iceberg, for that.
Like yo,
I didn't let it rock.
I tried to. You see me? I tried to.
Listen, he been mad. He still he got other issues.
I got other issues. Yeah, like
other issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it wasn't that much out there. It was 16 wheelers out there. Let's go. It seemed
yeah.
right though. I don't know, number wise. 18 is just weird to me. Like, you know, it'd be like 2 wheelers, 4 wheelers.
16
wheelers.
wheelers.
Kill me. Our truck driver fans think we should be trying to kill him out here.
16 wheelers.
All the truck drivers who listen to our podcast while they out there on the road, I apologize for Flush Man.
They be like, they don't need these 2 wheels. Like these other 2, they don't need these other 2. These last 2, they don't need these.
Bro. Oh, that shit hilarious. I'm gonna say
16 wheelers, baby.
The guy 16,
Yep. 16 bars, 16 wheels, baby. Let's go.
That's funny.
Who feel like breaking down this Myers Leonard situation, man? Go Iceberg. Iceberg, you got this.
Oh man, I can go. Motherfucking Myers Leonard, right? So Myers Leonard is a reserve center for the Miami Heat basketball team of the NBA. Brother Jay got on the Miami Heat hat. And he was playing, I believe it was Call of Duty or something to that effect, Ghost Recon or something like that. I can't play first-person shooters. I don't know what it is.
True.
Okay. And he yelled out a derogatory anti-Semitic term, right? I don't want to offend anybody. It's like, that's how much I don't want to say it, because I don't want to say it, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the anti-Semitic K word that he yelled out, and he realized that he said it and then got off. Oh, I think I hear my wife calling me, right? But it wasn't the fact that he said it. It was the apology that happened after the fact, right? He said he didn't know what it meant. He said he just used it basically in just like tongue in cheek. And that's what offended me the most. Myers fucking Leonard, you're a fucking liar. I said it. You're a bald-faced liar. Get the fuck out of here. You said that shit and you knew exactly what you were saying, because nobody just fucking uses it in just, right? It's not a tongue-in-cheek term, right? It's not something that you can be confused with another word, right? Like, oh, I meant to say bike. Oh, I meant to say trike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, you said what the fuck you said. And I don't think the Heat's actions warrant what he said, right? Like it's just too much, bro.
Now, is it bad? I've never even used the word. I might have heard the word before, but I'm not even like that familiar with it to even know what it meant for me. But the way it's being said,
you wouldn't use it casually talking to somebody.
Right. Oh, definitely. Point. So I mean, regardless of whatever, for you to sit back here and say, you don't make a mistake and say something racist unless you say it all the time. Like you didn't mean to say it in front of them at that point, but that got to be something that I don't think racist words just pop into your head out of nowhere and you say them out loud. Like I don't know.
It's not even that. It's a old school, like it's an old school racist term, and historically,
like mooly, like it's like
mooly, right? Okay. So you don't make it, but you don't make a mistake and be like mooly. Like that's something you gotta say.
Exactly. My point. Exactly. Go ahead, JB. You was cooking. I'm sorry.
Historically, the if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I've been wrong lately the last couple of weeks. It came within the I guess for lack of a better word, the ranks amongst the Jews. So it was used to determine like, you know, you had the Jews who were born in America, and then you had the Jews who migrated here or escaped, you know, not escaped, but found sanction here or solitude from what was going on, you know, during Hitler's in Hitler's time or whatever. So they were using it between them, like how almost like how we would use the N-word. You know what I'm saying? But not as a term of endearment. It was always pejorative. It was always demeaning. It was always to describe less than amongst their culture. So they don't even use it. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even use it anymore in that way that they used once before. And then it, you know, from there it was adopted, you know, amongst the white supremacists or what have you. And like Ralph said, that's not even like a normal joint. Like that's some old hit, like that's some old school racism, like that was taught to him. But I did my little research on Buddy. Okay. He's from I believe is Eastern Illinois as you could possibly be, which borders Indiana. You familiar with Indiana? No disrespect to Indiana. I've been through Indiana twice in my life. I've never been anywhere, and I've been to Mississippi. I've never been anywhere more like, like you feel the tension of the racism than Indiana. I could be wrong. However, that's where your man basically from. You know, if you look at him, if Hitler decided to come back tomorrow, it's like, that's what he always wanted, was a 6'7", blonde hair, blue eyed, Aryan motherfucking prince. And then you got this dickhead saying that shit. He should be suspended, in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there.
They suspended him a game or something, or did they? Or they fined him?
Yeah, but the thing is that contract is very is lucrative. It has trade value. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's expiring after this year. So if Miami's still in the play to add another piece, if they can. You know, they've been talking about Bill all year. And I think that's the only reason he's still there.
Yeah, I can't see Pat Riley being light about this. I don't know why, but I think of Pat Riley as somebody who would really put the...
Well, not even that. Mickey Arison, the owner of the Heat, he's Jewish. Not only not only is he just Jewish, he's like, he donates to Israel. You know what I'm saying? He donates to Israel. He's like I think he's some sort of ambassador on some level, you know, amongst Israel, but he's Jewish. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole family, you know, that's a family-run team or whatever. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think after this season, he's gonna have a hard time finding a home. I mean, because you know the talent definitely don't outweigh the I don't know. You think there's something that's, you know, he can just keep it moving as far as his NBA career and not be a thing that lingers?
Oh yeah, we're gonna forget. We live in a forgetful society, for sure.
He on TV though.
So
you don't think? Okay. And anybody gonna remember that next year?
No.
Is Miami?
Nick Cannon back? He'll be back.
Yeah.
But is it like maybe a community of strong shoot? Maybe a place that might not, a city in the NBA that might not want him because of a strong Jewish population. No. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we done with Miles Leonard. Let's talk about Kirk Franklin and his son. Woo-wee. So I was doing? I was searching for the podcast, you know, doing my weekly podcast search for topics. And I seen the apology first. I didn't even see the video. I seen the apology. Was I the one who put y'all on that, or y'all was already on it? The Kirk Franklin situation. Before I put it on the thread, y'all already knew about it? No. So I'm looking. I see the apology. I'm like, he apologized for cussing the son out. Whatever.
Who apologized? Kirk Franklin apologized?
He apologized to everybody who heard the video.
Oh, see, I didn't.
So that's what I saw first. I'm like, what did Kirk Franklin say? Like, I'm just curious what Kirk Franklin said to his son that he felt the need to apologize about it. And then I heard the video. And to me, how y'all heard the video, right? I don't want to start. Who want to start with this situation? I want to kind of ease my way into this. Who want to start with the situation? Jay, what you got, Jay? How did you take hearing how Kirk Franklin was talking to his son?
I took it as a angry father. I mean, it's coming from Kirk Franklin, so it was a little weird to me, right? So when I think of Kirk Franklin, I think of Can I Get a Revolution and who stomp and stuff like that. But it sounded like he wanted to come through and phone and stomp. Like he forgot that he maintains a Bible, and he wanted to be. I don't know, because they say that him and Plies are the same person. So between day and night, because they look alike. But
yeah, so Plies and Kirk Franklin in the same place, not JB.
I can't recall.
So
Man,
it was like
that man from old school Texas. Like him being gospel singing and all that. You heard what type of time he was on. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm done.
Oh, you good? All right, cool. So, hey, everybody out there in podcast land, YouTube land, TikTok land, listen to me fucking loud and clear. I don't give a fuck what Kirk Franklin do for real, right? Like, I hate the fact that we think that these people who have religious songs or sing the gospel or even go to fucking church every day are now holier than thou and not human beings. Right? I don't care if I believe in God, Allah, Buddha, a fucking cockroach, whatever the fuck I believe in. If my son a bitch ass, he a bitch ass. If he do some bitch ass shit, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna step on his motherfucking neck too. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Kirk Franklin was absolutely right. And his son proved us all fucking right, dog. All fucking right by doing exactly what he did. That probably ain't the first time he did some hoe ass shit, right? That wasn't his first hoe ass incident. He a hoe ass man. Look,
he hold even further when he decided to take the recording and put it on social media.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's my point. Like, you was already doing some bitch ass shit, right? And you might get mixed up with your 33-year-old son. And like I said, it could be a lot of things going on in real life. For real.
Look. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look,
He was good. He was cooking. It's just it's deep and surface at the same time here. Because the joke is like Kirk Franklin implies the same person, right? And the implication is the whole left shoulder, right shoulder. Yin and yang, right? The duality of it all, because they look alike, for real. We all apply in Kirk Franklin. We all got that button or that level or that don't push me because I'm close to the edge, like every human, right? So if the former president of the United States can say, grab him by the pussy and everybody let it ride, this is not going back into the jar. I say it as often as I can, and so Kirk Franklin is here to be forgiven in that space. That was two men on the phone, and one of them recorded it and released it to the public. If we blind case study that, and they'd be like, two men was arguing on the phone, and one put it on Instagram, you'd be like, oh, that's broad. He was broadish, right?
Right.
Minimally, it'd be broadish. We'd be, oh yeah, and you had to check, was it cool to do that, broadish or bitch ass? Is like it'd be somewhere between broadish and bitch ass, right? And then when you put the why are we holding Kirk Franklin to some level that who is at that level? Ain't nobody at that level, bro. Like, and everybody don't believe in Jesus, so we gotta stop. We gotta stop. We have to stop. Right now, if it was something like abuse or something that's unforgivable, we know those. But if you're talking about two grown men fussing, what do we care what he said to his 33-year-old son? You know what? Because it sounds like it's coming from a black man on some level. Like, you got to keep it funky, because guess what? I brought you in this world and I can take you out. Sounds like the voice of a woman, and we don't crucify that statement. We glorify that statement. So his argument with his son, above and beyond it being two men, was the fact that it was an extension of, man, you don't see what I put into you. Talking about trying to fix it, but that's a grown man. And then the dude had the nerve to say the son had the nerve to say he just want to move on, or if he keep hearing his name in the news. Nigga, we only know you because you released these tapes this week.
Right.
That's
right.
one thing. And the last couple things is since his sister done came out against him and pretty much confirmed that it's not the first time he done did some bitch ass shit. And not only his sister, Charles and Tamala Man and them sons, some dude came out and said some other shit. You was gonna get your ass beat because you disrespected my pops, talking about Mr. Brown, I guess, in them.
Yeah.
This shit crazy.
Oh,
right.
wow.
So we can't hold people to some standard. It's bullshit. Whoever's saying that, you're lying. What's in your closet? Matter of fact, what's in that second closet? Because we got the skeleton closet, then you got the other, it's another closet.
Yeah.
Come on, am I lying?
What killed me about the social media like backlash was like everybody was like, that's abuse. That is a sign of abuse. That's verbal abuse. I'm like,
for a 33-year-old man.
So nobody can read between the lines and sense the frustration in Kirk Franklin's voice and his tone. You know what I'm saying? That didn't seem like he was being demeaning. That was like, hey, I'm sick and tired of this grown motherfucker giving me hell after I done dragged and took care and established this lifestyle for him and for whatever the fuck he doing to piss me off to the point where I'm gonna whoop his ass, my own son. Nah, like, look, was it language offensive? How what he was saying? You could take offense to that. Okay, whatever. But me as a father, I don't see that as abuse. I see that, hey, he's 33 years old. If he has a problem with what I'm saying, guess what? I ain't saying you fight your father. Nobody should. You should never do that. But you grown enough to put me in this position where I gotta use that language towards you, then we gotta fight. Then you got your right to try. You know what I'm saying? But that shit ain't abuse. That's a grown ass man acting the fuck up like he said, a bitch ass nigga. Excuse my French.
I bet you. I bet you. The dad of the kid that sold them Nikes. I bet he laid some words into his son. Like, I bet you he said some words. He ain't get recorded. So you know what I'm saying? It just it's sensitive, man.
All right, now, me and my wife watched this show called Black Love. So I've seen Kirk Franklin talk about his relationship shit. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing, like, you know, you see him on stage or whatever. So it wasn't a deep. This is a couple minutes where they talk about their, you know, they have different segments. They talk about stuff that's going on in their relationship. So I've heard Kirk Franklin talk a little bit. So I'm not too shocked because you could tell like a little bit from hearing him talk regular. Like he a guy that even though he's on church or whatever, you know, he feel like a street. You know, he from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I get that hood vibe from
a regular dude who found a hustle to get fucking rich.
Right. So
he can't sing for real. He just fucking put shit together.
Like, he's Khaled. He's Khaled before Khaled.
He's DJ Khaled. He's DJ Khaled of gospel. Exactly. He started as a choir director when he was 13, and then he just
something to be said about somebody being a choir director at 13. Though. I think it's a little something special about that. But the thing that rung out to me was like, what did his son do to make him call his son a bitch ass nigga? Like, I don't use that term too often, but for me to say that to my son is like, I was more wondering, and what Kirk ended up saying was, you know, there's some, you know, things in their past, you know, there's some family issues that's been for a long time, and that, you know, that this stems from. So then I'm sitting back here thinking too, I'm like, well, yo, let me ask y'all fellas, when Kirk Franklin came out?
Oh, early 90s.
Okay, right, mid 90s, early 90s, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's 32.
I seen Kirk Franklin on Clark Heights.
25, 26. So he's about 6 years old. The young boy life change. And it seems to me like Kirk Franklin's, he got money, but he's from, you know, he's from the hood, and his son has been raised like y'all was saying, you know, due to his father's, you know, career. He's had a pretty good life. And you can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? The spoiled brat who's spending daddy's money. Because at 32 years old, if I'm on my own making my own bread, I don't got to communicate with dad if we don't bang with each other. But it seems to me at 32 years old, daddy's still cutting a check for you. You get what I'm saying? He calling the family therapist and all that. At 32 years old, you should be probably handling that yourself. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it seemed like at 32 years old, you're very 33 years old, you're still very dependent on your father. That's why we got to have these conversations, and he can talk to you in that space. So if it ain't the first time he talked to you like that, me as a man who get his own money, I'm not accepting that from no man, father or not. You get what I'm saying? But the reason why that conversation got to go down is for the fact that he feeds you. you move and you probably breathe, you know, you got a certain lifestyle that you're living because of your father. And so he, you know, it's a difference. So that's something I picked up on.
I want to correct myself because I don't put no facts out there. So he came to choir director at age 11, not 13.
Okay. Yeah. Let me put no false facts out here, man, because you know people call you out on Facebook and shit, man. That shit is real out
Yeah, my bad, your fault.
here.
My bad.
Anybody else got anything else on it?
bitch ass son.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely broadish.
Oh,
Bro, yeah, minimally.
What y'all think about Swiss Beats and Timbaland selling verses? Selling verses. Now, the one thing that stuck out to me was that every artist, I think it's 43 artists that performed on verses, got a percentage, some small percentage in this deal. That really sticks out to me as far as like, you know, unheard of. So, you know, Swiss and Tim sold verses to
Triller.
And they're still part of. They got something to do with it still. So it's not like they selling it and walking away from it. They still play a part in it. And the 43 artists before have a small take in, you know, some of the money that was made, which I find very dope. How y'all feel?
That's a power move because it, you know, with all due respect, it probably don't get no hotter than it was, unless they change the format or be a little bit more innovative in regards to how they roll out the performances. But shit, this was the apex of the entire movement, so it was smart for them to get the value of it when they could, and still have what it sounds like still some remnants of control over what's going to be produced in regards to the content. So that was player. That was a hell of a move.
So what I see Triller doing is not just open it up and making that spectrum not from just hip hop artists and R&B artists. Now they're going to cover, maybe rock artists, maybe guitarists or whatever. So that way we're saying, okay, well, you bring your platform over here on side A and side B, and we're going to do this. So it's just a multicultural versus now going on.
And Triller got the appeal to the kids too. Like that's something that I didn't even think of until just now. Like that's Triller was, kind of linked in with TikTok in regards to the videos and all that. So they'll be, whatever format they go with next, they probably gonna appeal to younger audiences too.
This is good, man. Just in general, only because we just said success leaves clues. We've heard this story before in a lot of different ways. Another surface but deep situation, right? This is Jay-Z selling his title and his champagne stuff in some shape, form, or fashion. This is creating shit out of thin air or boosting something, boosting a brand, right? And using your hip-hopness, right? Hip-hopness and selling it. Okay. So now we at least understand hey, build it and sell it. Build something else, sell that. Right. That's where we are. Because before the play was just get down with them and ride it out, get in advance. Then it was all right, create your own right situation, right? Then 50-50. Then it was, we do everything, just pay you the license, right? So even the young cats in music is different. But like now we see, do it with everything. 50 Cent did it with the liquor he was selling a couple years ago. We don't even remember the name of it no more. And then he changed to a different liquor, right? And so, adapted to this is what I take from it. Hip hop and Black creativity has always started industries, has always started TV channels, has always started looking Nick Cannon back. Let's not even, I think all that should be celebrated in some shape, form, or fashion. And I think us as consumers of that product should look at it inspirationally, no matter who it is, and adapt it to whatever the hell you doing, right? Try to figure some shit out regularly and sell some shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a good way. So I look at it as all good, man. In the continuous of us, no matter what the numbers are, us fucking around. They was on a live as friends playing beats between each other that we all heard before, and one we didn't, and that shit was hot. And then it turned into, let's sell it to Triller. Some shit that probably didn't even exist before the phone call, the live that they did. It's wild. So
I'm interested in seeing how Triller do it too, because remember they did such a good job with the Mike Tyson fight, and the I enjoyed that show they put on. So I can only imagine maybe it might become maybe it might become a whole concert. Maybe they might start doing the whole songs, or who knows what might happen. You might have a thing where though you got certain artists doing songs and they actually bring the person that's featured on the song out. You get what I'm saying? So
this is the reverse. You're absolutely right, Nick. This is a reverse get down and lay down. I think there's room for all of this, man. Like before, the problem with like the industry and those examples is that they was taking it all. Like he's just like, all right, here, like a duping situation. Here, take this this 1 million, this 2 million, whatever, up front. And so all they ever had to do, like Iceberg always said, is never equitable. They don't have a reason for it to be. But like, the way we come and think naturally, like, why didn't they just make it more favorable so you can complain less? Because they don't give a shit, right? So now they gotta kind of give a shit a little bit more, I think, right? So where we as long as you got a camera in your pocket, a computer in your pocket nowadays, and in a thing, you're getting rough cuts to songs that go viral. You know what I mean? With you hear the remix and it sound like they went in the studio a second time. Like, damn, ain't nobody remixed this. I just mastered this the first time, and it's out in 2 hours, 2 days. Somebody's life changes. So it's harder to wrangle that in, man. And so I think whoever these days are, these tech companies, I guess the new record companies, if they take a get down and lay down approach, but in reverse, they can still survive this out. I mean, basically, just take half the money y'all fucking been taking. And let it rock. Keep the creators attached, right? So these TV shows rise and fall because you get in living color rocking out, and then I don't know what the fuck you did with that. Like, I don't know why that ever ends. You know what I'm saying? A show like that, I don't know why they doesn't get his own spinoffs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so if you keep the creativity in the room and say, hey, a motherfucker like 50 Cent that might can sell a gazillion records might be able to do Power and Power 1 and Power 2 and these other shits that's coming out, right? And you could have had the stable, if you was thinking a forward thinker and not just wanting white folks in the room, you could have had the whole think of all the talent that came out of Living Color and think of treating them folks right. You know what I'm saying? And your TV show would still be it now. Your TV channel would still be it now. So I mean, a surface deep conversation.
Yeah, now I'm making think like the first time I seen a deal like that, and I think the first time I seen that I can recall. Tell me if I'm wrong, fellas. If something pop up before that, where they cut the check for the business and then they kept the person on board. Dana White with
UFC.
UFC. Somebody bought that, right? But then they kept him too. Yeah, they kept him on to make sure. At the end of the day, you can buy it. It look good buying it. Oh, I bought it now, but you don't know how to make what made it dope. You still need that person there who made, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can buy it. I mean, you know what to do with it once you got it. So that's the first thing I remember was Dana White staying on board for UFC. And now we're seeing that more where, companies are buying companies, but keeping the people that's made it hot, and because you're going to lose, you can bring somebody else in there, but that don't mean they can bring that same magic to that the person who took it from nothing and made it into something.
Free enterprise is really the thing. Yeah, like this is like much to do about nothing for real, man. Like, I guarantee you they tried to sell it to fucking Apple. I guarantee you. They probably got lowball. Like, and Triller was like, we'll buy it, right? Same shit happened to Joe, right? It was at Spotify. Motherfucker was like, maybe we'll give you some shit, maybe we won't. And then you say, well, fuck it, I'm out. And why not leave when shit ain't right, bro? If shit ain't right, shit ain't right.
But hey, that go back to that this generational curse breaking. But before 20 years ago, them guys wouldn't have, you got Joe and them taking the risk. You got people sitting back here betting on themselves now more than ever. In 2021, we see young black, guys our age, a little older, making them power moves, whereas we betting on ourselves and they winning every time.
Right.
And if you got that going sell to get a bigger bag to go buy more, that's a smart fucking decision
to build something else.
Overcharging motherfuckers for what they did to the Cold Crush.
Right. Tristan Thomas, what's his name? Tristan Thomas with Bevel. Remember the Bevel blade sold it, right? Like so all right. So at first, like, oh, why you sell it? Because you got to own some stuff, but this shit was here. This would I'd be amazed This shit was here. What's here ain't shit, nigga. These dudes created this shit out of thin air. That's the point. Go do it again, people. And we are capable. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking in the mirror as I talk this shit at this point. Right?
And let me talk to these motherfuckers in the back, right? So Elon Musk used to own PayPal, right? He was a part owner in PayPal. He took that money and flipped it to a supercar called a Tesla, right? So he had the Tesla Roadster. And you know why he had the Tesla Roadster? So he could make the Model S. And you know why he had the Model S? So he could make the Model X. You know why he had the motherfucking Model X? So he could make the Model 3, right? Well, you know why he made the Model 3? So he can make the Model Y. And now he's just funneling down the money so he can goddamn effectively make a $20,000 sustainable car. And oh yeah, put a motherfucker on Mars, right? It just happened to come from PayPal money. It is the smartest shit ever. I'm doing this shit right fucking now. You know,
and he trying to shoot people from the East Coast to the West Coast in like a few minutes or some shit.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. But yo, and they smart enough to still be getting the check. So not only do you sell your company, you stay with the company that bought it, and you're on the board now. So you getting a check, right?
Yeah.
Then they got a job now, right?
Right.
And the play is really the batteries and shit that he's selling to everybody else.
Oh, Elon Musk is.
But he had to, PayPal was like, imagine that we all still use stuff like PayPal, but his next thing was Tesla. So
he cashed out when they sold it to motherfucking eBay.
So you gotta appreciate this, folks of an age where we're seeing Black entrepreneurs do the same thing. It is the play.
Go ahead, JB.
While we here real quick, if that fucking bullet train coming, you can get from East Coast to West Coast, a lot of fucking relationships gonna go to shit. I'm just telling y'all, man.
I'm living in LA. Don't get it fucked up.
Right?
I'll be back to make breakfast without, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that shit is crazy.
LA real different.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
I'll be back to make breakfast.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure she don't have none of y'all numbers because she will be looking for me every weekend.
Yo,
he said he was with y'all. No, he didn't.
Yo, shout out the niggas who know what homie to use in these situations. Because there's some niggas out here that don't know who to use. I know some niggas that will use the wrong nigga.
I tell y'all now.
Know his old lady, bro. What is you
don't
doing?
Use a person. Don't use the. I'm gonna just say any of y'all. Don't use a person that I grew up with in the same house. I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yo, don't use somebody who your old lady and his old lady friends. Like, bro, you gotta be smart. Use the single guy that nobody sees, but they all know he exists. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, hot mic catches announcer using N-word while high school basketball.
You on fire today? You on fire today with the
Neil doing the national anthem. Listen, y'all on fire, bro. Y'all cooking. Listen, this is one of them drinks
Steph Curry.
Right here.
You
Steph Curry right here. Let's go.
Shout out to his excuse though.
Right.
His excuse was like the most ultimate.
That's the best excuse.
What he said?
He said his blood sugar was low.
Son said he got.
So you said nigga?
Bro. Yes. He said that shit. Yo,
that's my excuse. Like,
that's the
and
best
shout
excuse
out to them
ever
for winning
in my
the
life.
championship. That's how I like them. They won the fucking championship after all that bullshit.
Yes,
niggers.
He said I say nigga too much, so my sugar must be low too.
Son,
all the time. My sugar ain't never normal.
When he said that, I like to cry, bro. Yo said, yo, you know what happened?
What, he diabetic?
Yeah, no,
what he said.
He's not even a diabetic in real life.
He said his A1C was low.
He not diabetic in real life though.
He said he ain't been since COVID. Hey yo, how cruel can you be? What's wrong with you? That you really believe that, man? And he gonna say his sugar was low or whatever, diabetic, and so he prone to outbursts. No, man. Nope.
Ain't no nigga never kept a job saying no shit like that. Oh no, I cussed him out. My blood sugar was low.
Why does it agitate you so much? You should be like, it should be like white noise in today's society. Why does it agitate
everybody
you so much?
care? Exactly. Cool. Like, why do you care? Why is it bothering you?
The black soccer player was like, man, I'm not dealing. fuck this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't even blame him. Like, yeah, he like, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? So why, if some people did something like you, we not as mad as you are still mad at this fact. Like,
but they're literally kneeling because of the shit that you said. Like,
you said, but I don't.
That is the reason for the kneel, you dumb fuck.
You couldn't even on the not
racism ain't real.
Right, on a cold night, you could not say that at work. You couldn't be like, I'm gonna hold this racist shit in until I get home. You couldn't say that. You just was itching. It just burned your soul so much to see them kneeling. That's crazy.
At least Miles.
That's wild.
He's at the house. Who was it? Right in front of a mic. You ain't know the mic.
He was watching TV.
How long you been doing watching TV? You ain't know.
He thought he was watching TV instead of on TV. Motherfucker.
So stupid.
He said he blamed his type 1 diabetes and his sugar was spiking.
Spiking, I'm sorry, the opposite.
Yeah, it's spiking.
That's an extra lot. I mean, you just them motherfucker got lit to do the show.
All right, you been drinking that motherfucking
moonshine. It was in Oklahoma.
Oh, you drinking some moonshine?
He got some shit off Oregon Trail.
One of them good old boys made in that fucking
golly.
In that shed out back.
You just call the game without being like super racist. Like, god damn, this shit couldn't even be 7 years old. You said this shit this week, bro.
Yo, and then these motherfuckers don't be that. What is this like? Okay, what is American like for like this whole like this flag? This flag just means like or like I don't get like what the fuck is the fucking why is y'all tripping? Like y'all don't care that much. Y'all just don't like it's the fact that it's
you know the crazy part.
Tim Tebow did that for how long?
I get you. I mean, if you got a stance, we get like, but why does it agitate your soul? I mean, we asking a bunch of rhetorical questions, but why does it agitate your soul so much?
The worst part about
this, out of you?
The worst part is the kids. His kids still got to go to that school. So can you imagine? One, your dad just got fired from being an announcer, and he's known as a racist.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Somebody got to switch districts.
Yeah, you gotta
move. No.
He was
a coach. He a coach. He not an announcer. He was a coach.
Oh, it's an announcer.
No, it's an announcer. He was an announcer.
Here go JB with the wrong facts.
See what happens when he showed up.
I thought he was a coach for real.
Hey, this might be like your third week with some bad facts.
Yeah.
No, I'm on a run. Good, I'm on a run. I'm trying.
Listen, right.
I'm gonna finish. I'm on a run. I just got.
You on a cold streak out this motherfucker.
It says the announcer release.
Here before 9,
the basket like little baby.
Hey, look, here before 9, and I might fuck some shit up too. Yo. All right, yo. All right, now I asked y'all before. Yo, I'm real. Listen, right? I ain't gonna hold you. I like Anderson .Paak. I like certain joints. He's starting to grow on me. Bruno Mars, all right. You got a little shindig at the crib. Might throw some Bruno in there. So when I heard they was doing the album together, I'm like, okay, that sound all right. Then I heard the single, bro. And this shit is like, so I really felt it, dog. Like, this is one of them songs I play twice when I hear it now. Like every time I hear it, I gotta play twice. It's called what do you say? I'm gonna leave the door open. I think it's called I'm gonna leave the door open. Y'all heard it yet?
Let me ask you this question real quick, Flush.
Okay.
When have you ever heard a Bruno Mars song that wasn't good?
Right. I can't think of one.
I will tell you this now. Any song that he drops, it's a person that know I sing this song.
Jay, have you heard this song? No, you heard this song?
I know exactly what you're talking about because I fuck with Bruno.
Bro, that shit go hard, bro.
Bro, I was in the skating rink singing Bruno. X-Rel, loud as I can. I'm rolling on this joint.
Dog, listen, Anderson .Paak is a bull. Don't give me, dog. Juice, where you at, Juice? This shit on some R&B. This shit like some. Have you heard it yet? Cool.
It's not Anderson. It's Bruno. It's not Anderson.
No, it is Anderson too. No, it's them two together.
I want you to give Bruno his. Give Bruno his 20.
Hey, hold on, big belly rude boy. What we're not gonna do is disrespect Anderson .Paak.
I'm not. But
I
what
think
I'm saying is,
I call them
Anderson
together
now.
is what makes this That it makes it awesome because it's both of them doing this, and they both have a very unique sound. They both are familiar with the band and how to use music. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited. I hadn't really jumped all the way into it yet because I'm tying up some projects myself. But when I really just kind of, I'm looking forward to diving into whatever they got.
Well, the single's out right now. I don't need the albums out. The albums ain't came yet. But like I said, man,
was it Soul Sonic? Is the name of it?
Yeah. Right. That's the name of their group, I think.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if that's the name of the album, but man, listen, that joint, bro, that shit take you to a place you're gonna be two-stepping, bro, in your living room. That joint. I wasn't hyped before I heard the single. I'm hyped to hit the project now, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna give y'all a gem real quick.
Play it right now. I bet you cool dance. That
shit tight. The song of the summer is gonna be fucking this shit. I just started listening to. It's fucking by WizKid. It's called Essence. I know y'all ain't I don't even fuck with WizKid like that, but I listened to this shit all weekend and the Anderson .Paak shit with Bruno Mars. But the WizKid shit gonna be the song of the summer. I'm gonna send it to y'all. I promise.
Yeah. Hey, where WizKid from?
Lagos.
Okay, yeah. I know about WizKid. Yeah, I know about him.
Yeah, so that's one of them drinks, man. I'm looking forward to. Yo, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested. Have y'all heard about this Woody Allen shit?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I watched it.
Are you talking about the documentary or the situation?
Any of it?
Yes,
this
it is not
crazy.
That's not new news. They just doing a new documentary.
He been fucked up. Now, did they introduce anything else new or what?
Well, I don't know. I guess he married his foster child.
Stepdaughter. He adopted her.
Yeah, that's old.
Oh, okay. I haven't listened to it.
I didn't know about the shit he did to I didn't know the shit he did about Tamir Farrell's daughter until I watched the doc, and I was like, this motherfucker's a real life pedophile in real life. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He always been creepy, but then they start showing. They start doing a catalog because I only fuck with like maybe 2 Woody Allen movies. Fucking Midnight in Paris, I think that's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. But the other shit that was like before my time. He was alluding to his, if you watch the doc, he was alluding to his fucking preference for young little girls. Like no fucking qualms. He showed that shit on the forefront. And it's just weird because you hear about the fucking, the conspiracy theories about the sex cult and Hollywood and this, that, and the third. You be like, man, get the fuck out of here. But then you see a motherfucker literally courting young girls at his disposal. His ass need to be in jail.
Okay. So this is what I always thought about Woody. I never understood how he was able to remain free and looked at to be this great comedian, director, actor, whatever, in doing that. Cause I had always heard about that. I felt like that was explicit about him, but I just never quite understood how he was able to remain a free man. So I'm still kind of taken aback by that.
Bro, they just ain't goddamn get to him yet, man. Roman Polanski is still living scot-free. He just ain't here, right? He rolled out and won a motherfucking Oscar after the fact. Recently. And probably the last 10 or 15 years Roman Polanski won. If y'all know Roman Polanski is married to Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate was killed by the Helter Skelter movement with Charlie Manson and his family. Yeah, but he's a fucking pedophile too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He did Eyes Wide Shut.
Hey,
no, that's Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
that's Stanley Kubrick. And Pulaski left though before I think they was in trial or.
He moved.
They were gonna.
He shook town.
The country.
Yeah, that motherfucker. We in Switzerland or some shit.
He left town and with another young girl.
They can't touch him because he's out of the country.
Yeah.
They've been going back. Yeah, they've been going back and forth trying to get him extradited for years, but he gonna die wherever he is. He's 80 at this point.
He is 87 years old.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He gonna be right where he at.
Yeah. Okay. Retirement. Hold on. Oh, Marvin Hagler died. One of the all-time
Yeah.
Great boxers. Was that the greatest time like for the lightweights? Was that the best time?
Middleweight.
My bad, middleweights. Because it was him. It was
Sugar Ray.
It was
Hitman.
Like, was that like the best
Rain.
era? Right. Was that like the best
They
era?
had what's his name too.
Sweet Pea wasn't in there. No, Sweet Pea wasn't in there.
Sweet
He was after that. He was after that.
Sweet Pea
Right,
welterweight.
okay. Well, my bad, Juice. My bad. Juice.
No, I was trying to fix.
Oh, go ahead.
What's homie that Sugar Ray fought a couple times? It was him too. He was in the mix. He fought Hispanic dude. Fought that nigga like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, Duran.
Yes, we said Duran. Yeah, we said Duran.
Yeah, he was
That was a beast timing.
Oh yeah.
They were sitting hard. Them fights back then, they didn't stop them fights, man. Like, you had to fall for real. Like, it was some of the fights I was watching. I was watching somebody else. My father-in-law put me on. I can't think of who it is right now. But we was watching this fights, and he was hitting dudes, and it was like, yo, they should have jumped in there, and they was like on their feet, and he was still like, they got hit a couple more times, and they should have stopped the fight, man. Them times was like fucking brutal days, man. They wasn't playing no games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they got internal injuries and head injuries that they shouldn't have, fighting in this time they wouldn't have went through. Because they'd have stopped them fights. But man, I've seen some fights where it was like they was getting hit with some shit and the ref should have jumped in there and they just let that shit continue.
They definitely was a different day and time. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Rest in peace to Reggie Warren. Reggie Warren was one of the original members of the R&B group True.
True. That's my group.
Yeah,
He was young too, wasn't he?
57, 52, 57, something like that. I mean, let me not get that wrong.
He was that old? I thought they were Troop. Troop was young. I thought Troop was some young cat.
Young when we was young, bro. He was 52.
He was in their 20s. It was in their 20s, late teens when we was young bucks.
Yeah.
Real quick, there's some home stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all knew that one of the brothers who got killed recently in the city was what's my man? Charles S. Dutton, his inspiration for rock. Did y'all know the dude who inspired him to do rock got murdered?
Oh wow.
No.
Crazy. Yeah, Charles, he was broken up about.
No.
Whoa.
Classic show, right?
Remember we had just talked about that episode. Did we talk about that episode?
Yeah, remember when Rock went live? Remember they was doing like the live episodes?
Yeah.
That stuck out to me back in the day being a young buck.
That's my pop's people, yeah.
Right.
Like, have I ever told your story, or has he ever told your story?
But we want to hear it.
So my pop was in the Air Force, right? And he was stationed out in Lompoc in California. And he hadn't been home in a while. So he went to the personnel office, signed a little pass to get on the plane, and he went basically AWOL, right? And he went AWOL to come home because Rock was getting out of jail. So he landed at BWI, got off on Greenmount in Preston, and went to Rock coming out of jail party. We used to go to all the what's the joints called? Hold
on, nigga. Hold on. We not, bro. So you mean it? So your pops went to go hang out with Charles S. Dutton on his homecoming, nigga?
Before he was Charles S. Dutton, that we know.
He was So he was always Rock. Like that's like, yeah.
That's his real nickname?
Rock, yeah.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, like
that's super. That's fucking dope.
I mean, like if him and my father was walking down the street, it would be, "What's up, Luke?" You know what I'm saying? Give him a hug and they catch up. We used to always get tickets to all his premieres. I saw a First Time Felon at the what's the joint on York Road?
Classic movie.
What's the joint on York Road, JB?
Senator.
The Senator. Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
First Time Felon was that's my shit. When Tretch hit man, it was like, I hit hard, don't I? I hit hard, don't I?
Yeah, we saw that.
Who was the black guy? Who was the black? Oh, that was
Omar Epps.
No. Who was the sergeant?
Delroy.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tretch stole the shit out. He's out there doing the sand shit in the storm. He said something. Tretch hit him with a drink. Put main man down. Church was like, I hit hard, don't I?
Yeah.
I hit hard, don't I?
Yeah, he's all Charles. I mean, Rock has always been cool. He when he was filming what was that joint? The Corner. I was pretty much his little gopher, bro. I run to the store. He'll give me, $10 there and get the water and shit. He was cool as hell.
All right. Drew Brees retires. Drew Brees a top 10 quarterback in NFL? In NFL history.
Ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, the stats would say so. Undersized, Super Bowl champion.
Outside of the stats, I'm gonna have to say no, but I'm just a hater.
Numbers don't lie.
What is it outside the stats?
That's what I say. I mean, I'm just not a big fan.
We ain't seen nobody in that system besides him, though.
Jordan championships. like no, the stats is everything.
But we never seen.
So it's to say that, like, comprehensively, I look at it like he played in the dome. They threw the ball 1,000 times a game. He never had the biggest arm. A lot of the throws he made was short, dink and dunk. You know what I'm saying? He was a compiler. That's just my opinion. But I also quarterback like a nerd.
This is what's your rule, Ralph? What's your rule?
Which one?
The quarterback. What's this that rule?
Rich Gannon?
This is the Rich Gannon rule.
Yo, the thing is,
rule
we gonna see if it's the system because Jameis just resigned, so we gonna see what Jameis look like in that system. We've only seen
all the stats he had. He never
only seen Drew Brees.
Pro.
We've never seen Drew Brees and nobody besides Drew Brees in the system. Sean Payton, that was his first quarterback he had. That's all he ever had. So
for the last 15 years,
I lived in San Diego when Drew Brees was there, and he got the raw deal with was it Schottenheimer? Was that what it was? I think
right. And they had Phillip Rivers sitting, waiting.
Yeah,
but he wasn't good.
I wouldn't say he wasn't good. I really wouldn't say that.
Well, he had that messed up shoulder or something going into because I remember everybody was like, is a team going to go with Miami? Ended up going with Culpepper, right? Miami ended up going with Culpepper, and they was like, well, what's everybody going to do as far as that? And his injury was a major part of that. So he does.
If Culpepper don't tear his knee up, that was the right play. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just got hurt.
I think part of Drew took a hit with that. What did he say? Something about that more recently, but like you can't take away from like
white fist.
Drew be situated then. You can't take away like it was something culturally with Katrina and the timing of the championship and the fact that the Saints used to wear paper bags on their head before he got there. As well. So Hall of Famer ish. I don't know. I don't know the numbers enough, but I'm assuming that they are what they are.
Oh,
but I can also.
Yeah, like him and Tom Brady was going back and forth.
Well, you got to make. I mean, you got to make it there. Yeah, you got to make it.
And he kept them. I got a homie who was a Saints fan since I knew him, and before Drew Brees got there, man, it wasn't too many. It was a winning season here. It
was always contenders when he was there. You got to
right. For the last 15 years, he had them right there in the mix. They only won one, but they had right there. And then they caught some bad breaks too. There's a couple games against us, matter of fact, whereas though that Stephon Diggs catch and all that, whereas though
without a break that they were supposed to go to the fucking Super Bowl when when the receiver got obliterated.
Without the championship, you're more like Matt Ryan, but I think those things matter. You know what I'm saying? Those things matter.
Matt Ryan though? All right.
No. I mean, good. Supposed to be good, not in elevated. Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan. Without the championship, Drew Brees would be like that with no championship. So spoken about, I think the championship puts him over the edge. Because if was he ever the best quarterback in the league?
The stats.
His stats is
crazier than the rest of them. But that's the compiler. Was he ever the best quarterback in the league in them years? I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I think he's been always one of them guys. You didn't call him the first one, but he was in that top 3 though. He was in that top 3, top 4. He didn't pass 5.
Yeah, you never left him out of top 5 though.
Yeah, for 15 years.
Yeah.
So never number one. I mean, it's hard to take him away.
I mean, that Super Bowl year, you might have said he was number one. You know what I'm saying? They was both. It's a couple of times they had some good years.
But
that
it's
they
hard
didn't.
to be number one, and Thomas Brady is still in the NFL.
Right. That's
and then he's still getting that chip, and he's getting that. He's actually winning the chip too. Tom Brady is.
I'm saying, like, even if Tom Brady didn't win the chip the year that Drew Brees did, he was probably still the number one quarterback. I don't even know
if Drew Brees got 2 more rings, we have a different conversation. It might be easy to put him in the top 5 quarterbacks with 2 more.
I think he gonna make it because, like you said, the stats is
definitely.
You can't take away that. You
ain't even no conversation.
Because he's little, and just to stay healthy, even if you considered him, health risk more recently. Like respect.
Yo,
on some level.
Did y'all even know the Grammys was on last night?
No.
I've never cared. I've never watched. So
that was weird to me.
Tom Brady won the MVP the year that Drew Brees won the Super Bowl, by the way.
There you go.
I just want to point that out. Got it. Okay.
There's definitely some system in there.
Before we move on. Yeah, got it.
What was weird to you about that, Juice?
I don't know. Like, I just was caught off guard. Like, even when I saw the Grammy information, I thought it was like TBT, because I got shout out to Settle for Less, homie from Houston. That's the artist. He was out there, and I was like, is this a TBT? But it was brand new. It was the Grammys was going on, so I don't know who won what. I'm lost.
Well, they said Nas won for best rap.
Wait, what?
They didn't say it. Not right.
Oh, it's no.
Nas won for best. I'm about to
go ahead, please.
I'm about to be angry.
Please. Good.
He won for God's plan with you.
Anybody listen to King's Disease? Can anybody tell me a song on King's Disease? I'm mad that he won over Royce, and it felt like a consolation win.
Right, that's how I felt. Like an all-star.
It was
like Mike Conley being an all-star this year. He didn't have an all-star year this year, but they threw Mike Conley in there because Mike Conley deserved it in years past.
Yeah, like Denzel not winning later and not winning for Malcolm X and stuff like that.
Right,
lifetime achievement more than
right.
I'm
over it, yo.
I never cared anyway.
I'm not watching.
I've never cared.
Fuck the Grammys. No, I shouldn't have won it.
Can I say something about that?
Lil Wayne tweeted that. Lil Wayne tweeted that. Fuck the Grammys.
This is how I feel about anything moving forward in media. Like, yo, bro, we get in the bag now. That's the award. Like we own our masters. We own our images. Like, yeah, like we really like I'm having real meetings every week about money. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a deal. Like, that's the award. So, like, I'm not going to even be disrespectful towards the Grammys, or because, it's a dream to win the Grammy. I saw Michael Jackson win Grammys and Lauryn Hill and, you know what I'm saying? So many other people we love, artists. But when it comes down to it, I don't know if the judgment is correct. I don't, and yeah, look, they have a voting society. If nobody knows this, is aware this. Like, there's a chapter here in Houston that I'm not even a part of yet. And I'm considering joining, but so there's a way to get voted in. Don't. There's more to it than just people picking who they pick. But I will say that it never seems to be like they never seem to get it right per se. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just at this point, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, they can give us little consolation prizes. We know what's up. Keep supporting the artists you like. Keep buying tickets. Keep making the people you love rich. I don't even pay attention to that shit no more.
But it's fucked up though, Juice, right? Like we say that we saw like these people win Grammys and we held it at such a high regard, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? We talk about black excellence and everything, but we still going to their award show, right? Hove and them got that going boycott at one point in time. Now they throw a brunch before it. So either you in or you out. Like, which one is it? Like, y'all happily ain't been outside the entire fucking COVID, but y'all show up at the Grammys, right? Did anybody go to the BET Awards? Anybody show up at the Soul Train Awards? Like your words don't match your actions sometimes, and that's what bothers me, right? And I think it's all politics, right? And to come think about Hov been what, 0 for 7 that one year? How the fuck Jay-Z go 0 for 7? Right?
Yeah,
how the fuck does album that none of us have heard of can't quote one line from win album of the year over Alfredo, over the allegory. Like I could fucking go on about the albums. It was better than motherfucking King's Disease.
Yo, who was the white boy that won Magalore or Maga, whatever the boy, and he went over
Macklemore. He won over Kendrick. He won over Kendrick.
What?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you remember that? Cool. I mean, obviously, it was years ago.
I do.
That was a
I
big
do.
thing.
I do kind of remember him. Yeah.
Come on,
He
like
he
Was it Good Kid, Man City?
right. Yes.
He said Magalore.
Listen, I don't, nigga, whatever the nigga name is, it's a lore in there.
That's how he
It's a
shouldn't
lore
have
in
won.
that
That's why he shouldn't have won.
Yo, we Flush run with getting
16
words and
really.
names wrong is the same run I'm getting with my
It
facts.
is.
Yo,
Definitely on the same run.
why do you want to put me in the same space as you? Like, why you can't be there by yourself? So yeah,
It's a team
know what?
game, my brother.
that's that crab in the barrel mentality, brother.
It's a team game.
Back it up. Hey, Iceberg, what's that backing up?
The bus. It's a 16-wheeler backing up.
It's a 16-wheeler.
It's a 16-wheeler backing up.
You had to be here for that,
So,
Juice. You had to be here for that, Juice.
I kind of have a theory about that. So, like,
Go ahead, Juice.
in the grand scheme, us as Black people, we know we control the culture, the narrative. Like, we make things cool.
Yep.
When you look at the buying market, we're not. I don't know if we're reflective there. Like, we're controlling things, which is why it's more important for us to control the executive decisions. Like, we need to be working hard for that, because when you look out in the buying crowd, it's a lot more diverse. So, like, I used to feel the same way. I still feel the same way. That's why I said what I said. But in terms of what does the ocean of fans look like, Macklemore might get in there, just like an Eminem can. Like, it just looks a lot. It's more driven towards a white look than it. I mean, that's just what it is. I could name a lot of artists that are in hip hop, mainly hip hop, that or not even in hip hop, but take hip hop elements and just going out the roof. I don't fully. I mean, we have our we know why. I ain't even go there. We know why. Like, even if you look at TikTok, I think her name is what's her name? Derillo or whatever. My daughter loves it, but like the dance that she started to take, like, which I'm not gonna say she took it, but she started dancing like a young Black girl who made this dance up that got crazy on TikTok. And it really was because of her. Like, she blew it up. She's an Italian girl. She has this white look. It went all over the world versus a young Black kid where and bottom line, we have to make our aesthetic and our aesthetics like cool. It's cool to us. That is beautiful. And I think a lot of times we just, whether people are racist or not, we take these white aesthetics on. Like, for instance, if you see a Black kid pop locking right now, it's whoa. But you see a white kid doing that same thing, people are going to go ham. They're going to go even crazier with seeing someone that isn't Black doing Black shit. So I kind of look at the Grammys like that too.
And we're going to end this episode on that note right there. This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 135. Fellas, I love y'all, man.
16 well out. Love y'all.
Love y'all too, man.
Yeah.